On a cold Sunday morning, young boys start their March break trying to become kings.
Okay, what grade?
7.
Do you know what number he got?
Sorry, I don't.
Okay.
Anyone who's pre-registered is coming this line, 6 or 7.
You're not registered yet?
I think he is.
One step forward, 2 step back. First line, go. Full speed. Go.
So without seeing half of you guys play, your biggest issue is probably your passing. It's everyone's biggest issue. The passing, you guys haven't either been coached on it, you haven't been held accountable. But as I'm watching this drill, I've seen about 20 kids to pass the ball like this. Okay, you're doing a layup and then you kind of just toss the ball and you're thinking that's okay. Guys, basketball is a game of habits. Every single pass has got to be a chest pass. Every pass is on target. Every pass is a game-like pass. Build good habits. Okay, so let's start in practice from day one. As we build our teams, we pass the ball the right way. Deal? Let's go. Let's go 5 lines down there quickly. Let's go. Vidal Messiah. I'm the director of the Northern Kings and the founder of the Hoop Factory.
Vidal trains athletes from ages 5 to 18 at the Hoop Factory. And in his spare time, he coaches the Northern Kings.
We offer a platform for the kids in our program who are training and developing to also play and have a team experience.
As the day passes, hundreds of boys from grade 6 to grade 12 will step onto the court in hopes of joining the Northern Kings.
We have a varsity level program, which is our high school kids that are not yet quite elite. And we have our elite travel teams, which would be the AAU teams that travel to U.S. tournaments to gain exposure to college coaches in the hopes of getting a scholarship.
Players who make the elite Northern Kings team will compete in an intense summer travel program playing in U.S. tournaments run by the Amateur Athletic Union, commonly known as AAU basketball. These tournaments are a venue for U.S. college basketball coaches to identify young talent. Under the watchful eye of the coaches, the players showcase their skills.
If you're used to scoring, like you don't play D, your ass is on the bench. That's embarrassing to coaches. Okay, so I speak on your behalf to the other coaches. If I can't talk about your defense, there ain't much to talk about. It's college basketball is the defense first. It's not the NBA, guys. NBA right now, I got a big bone to pick. The NBA sucks right now. Raptors lose to the Cavs. Phoenix beat go. No one's playing defense. It's all hanging out. This is high school. You're not in the NBA. You're trying to get a scholarship. Defense. Are we clear, guys? It doesn't mean foul. I'm all about toughness, energy, and seizing the moment. I hate to lose probably more than I like to win. So I think most of my preparation is not in the fear of losing. It's just not wanting to experience that feeling. I demand effort and intensity. And with that, I give you total freedom.
All right, listen up. I'm gonna walk you through.
My name is Ahmed Boulali. I've been with the program for 10 years and also one of the coaches for the Northern Kings AAU teams. Heard about Vidal, I knew of him, and I said, you know what, this guy might be somebody who's going to be building a big program, turn into a really big program, a successful program, and from the elite level, from high school all the way down to the academy level. We believe we are one of the best programs in Canada. We believe we're the Kings of the North, and it kind of runs with the Northern Kings model. We just tell the kids, like, you got to be a king. Well, you got to lead, you got to be dominant, take no prisoners, and you want to be the last man standing. And that's the type of model that we instill in these guys.
I used to sleep with my ball, just continuously dribbling, trying to get better every single day.
Darius, I need to see more from you. I want to see more leadership.
My name is Darius Morris and I'm 15 years old. And this is my second year playing with Kings Nation. I've been playing basketball for around 5 years now. When I first went to the first practice, I enjoyed it and I just started to fall in love with basketball.
I want to see you control the game and make the right reads right away. If you don't see a read, as a point guard, bring it back out and then maybe run Houston again. But I want you to control. And then defensively, you got to shut these guys down because they want your spot.
Whether we are the best or not is really irrelevant. It's a matter of opinion. But that's the confidence and that's the swag that I want my guys to walk on the court with.
He's not gonna make the team. No, he's not better than the 18 guys you have. No.
Okay, don't cut tall guys, man. Don't do that.
I still want to take Darius.
Passes, goes wide. Passes, stop. Everybody in.
So here's how it works. I've been here since 8:30 in the morning. You're either gonna listen to execute or risk and start chopping heads off. We play in 3 weeks.
Emerson? Yeah, I got you. Where's his boy? Let's take his boy in the blue shorts. Tay, Malachi, Zach, Alir, Leash. You got everybody? We didn't miss anybody here? Let's go. We're gonna make some tough decisions, guys. Let's go in the back room.
As the day comes to an end, the first round of cuts begins. Players learn if they still have a chance at becoming Kings.
Rob's gonna call out the names of the guys that are invited to camp. All right, we could only take X number of guys, obviously. And I think we're returning, arguably the best team in the country. All right, we have a lot of guys that are coming back that are gonna form the core of the team, and we're expecting to have a very successful summer. So not much opportunity here in terms of space. If you didn't make it, guys, like I said, keep working. You got a whole other year of school left. A year can change a lot of things. A year in basketball is a lifetime. Maybe you find your own way, guys. Everyone isn't going D1 and everyone's not going high major. It doesn't mean there's not a place for you in this game. Not everyone's route is exactly the same.
So Mish, JB.
Regardless if your name is called or not, be in good spirits, leave here with your head high. But we'll continue with more games with just the names that are called. The messaging may be every kid isn't gonna be a D1 star, or some kids won't even go D1. We do have some kids that maybe will end up as CIS players, they may end up as junior college players, and we celebrate that just as much. Everyone's path is different. But in terms of our long-term goals for all these kids, it's just to be good citizens and have the character and the resilience to make it through life. Grew up in Toronto, grew up in Jane and Finch, up until maybe the age of 12 or 13. I had to bounce around the city a bit. And then my parents separated. My dad moved to the States, and then my mom decided she was staying here. And we settled in kind of the beaches area. My neighbor who lived in my building was actually a scholarship athlete, and he was getting tons of recognition, and he was a bit older than me, and I thought, okay, well, maybe my neighbor could do it, and we're in the same building. We're obviously coming from the same place. Maybe this is a route that I can explore, and it worked out.
After high school, Vidal went to play NCAA basketball at St. Bonaventure University in New York State. When he graduated, he went on to play professionally in Europe. In the early 2000s, Nike held one-on-one single-elimination street basketball tournaments in major cities around the world, including Toronto. In 2004, Vidal won the tournament and was crowned King of Toronto. In 2005, he successfully defended his throne. As the week goes on, there are more cuts to be made.
Maybe one still missing, maybe. I know this seems a bit chaotic now, but within a couple of days, the gym will be half the people you see. We got about 20 that we're looking at, and we're gonna cut it down to 12, yeah. It's funny because we actually like the chaos. It mimics the season in terms of how fast-paced it is, and being in a gym with like 100 other basketball courts and tons of whistles, it's chaotic, and you gotta kind of focus in on what you're doing, right?
Darius, you gotta secure the ball. You gotta understand, when you bring that ball there, everyone's gonna try to swipe at it. You did a great move, but why not do a quick floater? If you can clean that up, you'll be a way better point guard. All right, clean that up.
5 years from now, I hope to progress my career in basketball and get a free education in university or college, and hopefully make it to pros.
My name is Dr. Artavan Azadarad. One of the main things that I've been recently looking at is the achievement gap. As much as Canada is praised for its education system, there is a big gap between racialized identities and non-racialized identities. A lot of these organizations like King Nation, they're using sports as a way of engaging the community. And that engagement piece is very important because you have to get the parents, the children, or the elders in the community to buy in. Now, once you have the buy-in, what's really important is these organizations are trying to level the playing field.
My primary role is to kind of be that liaison between the college coaches and the universities and our players and our parents at this level, and helping them navigate that space and kind of understand what it entails, what questions to ask. So that includes at the high school level, making sure they understand that there are requirements academically. My story in terms of getting involved with the player placement and trying to get them scholarships is really from a personal experience, not having the information, not understanding the pathway or the space or the ecosystem, that having to make a critical decision onto where I go to school and basing it off of really not much because I didn't know what to base it off of.
Then we'll build with it after CYBL. Right now, because they have a lot of new players, we're not gonna try to overwhelm them. Hey guys, boys, all right, that's 2 offensive rebounds. We gotta box them out.
So what these organizations are trying to do is to actually get them to come in and be part of programming through sports, but then layer that with holistic programming that's intentional. The key piece is the educational piece. The programs itself and the organizations are kind of creating a cycle of success where if the children and the parents want to help out, they become part of the family. It's kind of like you're building a brand.
I'm Michael Simonetta. I'm the founder and director of the Drive for Dreams Foundation. My son was playing. As he got better as a player, we happened to come across Vidal and the Northern Kings. And I realized that he was very resource constrained. Most of the families couldn't afford to pay for the travel program, so he was scrounging around for money. So that first year, I supported the one team that my son was on. But as we got into it, I realized that there was a lot of kids that needed support and that the program was a good program, and I thought Vidal was doing a great job of developing the kids from a basketball perspective. And so at that point I decided that rather than give money to charities that I was giving to at the time, which was kind of faceless, I could give money here and it was something I could see and be part of.
Funding and sponsorship at this level is always a major challenge, and Mike's been phenomenal in terms of bringing some corporate structure, bringing just more of a business mindset to what we're doing in an athletic space, and it works better when there's that blend of business and sport.
Michael leverages his Bay Street connections to secure funding for Drive for Dreams through an annual fundraising basketball tournament run by an organization called Bay Street Hoops.
We provide a big chunk of the funding for the summer travel program, where most of the kids get the exposure to the U.S. college coaches. They go to tournaments that are qualified tournaments for coaches to go and see the players. It's very expensive to go on that travel program. The parents pay roughly a quarter of the cost, and we subsidize about 3/4 of the cost. So we measure our success by how many scholarships we are able to get for our student athletes.
Hey, Darius. Like stuff like that, what we could have done.
I consider it one of the top organizations in Canada in terms of culture. They teach me how to like just keep everyone together, keep them from turning against each other, come out there and just lead the team.
If you kind of go around in this building or any of the programs and ask how many children want to go to the NBA, probably 99% of them would say they want to go to the NBA. That's what they want to be. But the reality is only 1% of players who play at the NCAA in the States level will end up being drafted to a professional sports league, whether it's NBA or another sport. So what are we going to do with all the large percentage of children who are not going to make it?
For the ones that go D1, great. For the ones that play pro, great. But making sure that everyone leaves here, with the tools necessary to be successful.
I think that when we look at it, we really are trying to build role models to be part of the community, to go into the communities and show people, hey, I can succeed, this is the way to succeed. I look at Vidal, he's the perfect example of the role model that we want to build in the program. And so each year we're hoping to graduate those role models into the community, and I think that has a multiplier effect into the community.
We're a brotherhood. We don't want to leave anyone back. We want to make sure that everyone develops. We want to make sure everyone succeeds, not only just in basketball and also just outside of basketball. We're basically a family. All my players have my phone number if they ever have to get a hold of me. They know that I'll be there in a second. Well, if they go to college, university, that's a win for me and the program. So
we just want to make sure that we can keep getting kids scholarships, keep providing opportunity. We're really mentors, as much as we're basketball coaches and as much as we want to win, we're really here to kind of build lifetime connections, lifetime relationships with these young men. And to me, that's the ultimate, success.